The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Welcome, everyone, to the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week we're going to be starting with the town of Rush. Lee, what's going on in Rush?
Well, this week I was a part of the Memorial Day celebration at Rush Patriot Cemetery. Also, I'd like to thank our town historian, Sue Me, who was a part of it and organized it with the Ely Fagan's Stephen Connor's American Legion Post, 1151. And she was able to read off all of the veterans going back to the 1800s that are buried in the Rush Cemetery. And I'd like to give out a welcome to the Boy Scouts of Rush that install 600 flags in the cemetery in the town of Rush. I met with the School of Industry at their monthly meeting. They're also building two benches for the town of Rush, two cedar benches that they're going to be delivering soon. At our town board meeting, we voted to contract with two contracting firms as a backup and support to our building department. Now that it's summer, the town is going into its summer hours, which is June, July, and August. And we will be closing the town hall at 1 o'clock, Monday through Friday, for those 3 months. Reopening full time back in the month of September. I'm also working with the town recreation department to get started on building the town pickleball court at the Rush Town Hall. That should be starting sometime really soon. Rush Fall Festival at 6565 East River Road will be held September 19th from 9 to 4. That's a pretty popular event that we have in the town. And that is located at Rush White Springs Farms. And I'd like to make sure everybody comes out for that. On June 3rd, we will be hosting Rochester Sheriff's Department that will be providing information on the town of Rush and how we can protect ourselves and focus on crime that is happening and how the sheriff's department is working with the towns in order to be protective and helping out with making sure that people know things that we can do to stay safe in the town. Working with highway superintendent to provide maintenance to the easement on Middle Road. Also working to find grants and get approvals for things that we can do to work to help prevent flooding in the different areas that we have problems in flooding with.
Oh,
Okay,
there you go.
that's
All right,
pretty much
second.
all I have this morning.
All right, thanks, Lee. I didn't know if you were if your mic was off or not. Okay,
Yeah, right,
uh,
yeah.
good job. Thanks, Lee. And now it's over to Rick Milne in the village of Honeoye Falls and maybe any sort of special Monroe County stuff you might know.
Thanks, Chris. Always good to be here with everyone. We're very happy to say that the Good Vibes Flowing Summer Concert Series is now scheduled and posted. The concert series begins on Tuesday, June 16th, and will run every Tuesday through August from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Harry Allen Park in the gazebo. These concerts are free to the public, and we thank our incredible sponsors, local business owners that help us fund this series. There will be a food truck at each concert, and right now it is our local vendor with their Say Cheese Please New York food truck. We thank them for agreeing to support this event as well. The concert schedule and a list of all sponsors will be provided and posted in the Sentinel in the next week or so, but you can also find that schedule on the Village Facebook page and soon to be on the website as well. The village will be conducting a very important Zoning Board of Appeals ZBA meeting on Monday, June 1st. That meeting was scheduled to be at Village Hall as normal, and we have moved that to the Honeoye Falls Mendon Ambulance Base on the same date at the same time. So Monday, June 1st, 7 p.m., the Zoning Board of Appeals and public hearing meeting will be at the Honeoye Falls Mendon Ambulance Base in their meeting room. Again, that is right on East Street. This also has been posted on our Facebook page and website and in other locations in the village. The main topic of discussion is at the zoning board meeting is the proposed new urgent care to be built at 20 North Main Street on the 20 North Main Street property owned by the village. We're looking forward to this process moving forward. The village has also initiated the New York Forward Grant Committee's meeting process. Please see our village Facebook page and contact me via email or a phone call if you're interested in learning more about the grant and potentially serving on the committee. This process will involve quite a bit of residential input opportunities, and we look forward to moving this process forward. You can email me right at my village email, mayor@villageofhoneoyefalls.gov, or call me at the village office, 624-1711, extension 104, and I'll be happy to talk to you about it directly. We'll be looking for a lot of community input and ideas for projects to consider that would be extremely beneficial to our community. These grants are for targeted areas within the village of Honeoye Falls and generally fall within a quarter-mile area, which is often the main reason why the downtown corridors in communities such as ours are the most prevalent area considered. We'll certainly be asking for input and ideas of what our local residents, business owners, and simply those who travel through the village on a regular basis would like to see added, changed, or enhanced to make the village community even more enjoyable. Some ideas may be very simple, others may be very grand, but this process allows us to think outside the box and think of things that could benefit the community today and in the future. So be looking for that. I've already had a couple of very nice emails for residents. We have a group of about 10 or 12 people already lined up, but this is a long, lengthy process, and we really want to have some more input from local residents as well. So reach out to me if you're interested. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Thanks, Rick. Now it's over to Steve and Henrietta. Steve, what's happening in Henrietta?
One moment while I unmute. So the senior center expansions are on the way. The kitchen expansion has been purchased. That portion of the building is what's called a kit building. Think Lincoln Logs. So that has been ordered and will be on the way. And we are currently out to bid for the general contractor and trades for the dining hall expansion. That's a more conventional building construction, including that it has to be built into the side of a hill. So the first I don't know, 3 to 4 feet will essentially also be a retaining wall. And we're excited to get that going. We expect to be substantially complete by November. We had a paint recycling event. There were 702 vehicles that came through. 84 cubic yards were collected. So that's basically 69,500 latex, water, and acrylic paint based paints, and 5,000 pounds of oil-based, so totally 75,000 pounds of paint that was diverted from the landfill. We have an electronics recycling event coming up. That's June 13th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And like the paint recycling, it's going to be at the DPW. Come rain or shine, because what we do is we run the cars through our DPW building, and that's where we actually transfer the electronics from the residents' cars to the folks who are doing the recycling. So the Marketplace Mall special use permits were approved. We did add some stuff when the Marketplace senior apartments went in. The idea was that they would be able to walk in the inside the mall as essentially an exercise path. So with the mall going away, we are going to have them they're going to donate the land to the west and to the south of the apartments as a town park. And they're going to help build a bridge across, well, they're going to pay for, we'll be doing the construction, a bridge across the tributary of Red Creek right there. And then we'll be putting in trails, most likely the millings that we use for other trails. Excited about that. Again, the Mary Carriola Children's Center and the University of Rochester Intellectual and Developmental Disability Institute will be coming in. Those have been funded at $25 million, but from two gifts from Tom Golisano, $25 million to the Mary Carriola Children's Center and $50 million to the University of Rochester Intellectual and Developmental Disability Institute. So very excited about that. Sees the mall being reused. There are a number of retail areas in the mall that are still operational. JCPenney's, Floor and Decor, Sportsman Warehouse, Dave & Buster's, IndyCart, Land's End, M&T Bank. Those are all still staying retail, and then they're going to try to find a new tenant for the former Dick's Sporting Goods space. Those two new main uses for the mall are tax exempt. However, it should not have an adverse effect on our tax base because, for instance, yesterday was the official grand opening. They've been open for almost a month, but they had a big celebration at Skyworks, which is an equipment rental and materials construction supply company. That's a huge facility. And then Bob Johnson GMC opened up. They purchased the land that used to be the derelict Vista Hotel, and they demolished the hotel and built a new dealership. We've got Raising Cane's coming in, a number of other restaurants coming in. So when you add those up, they actually add more to the tax base than what we're losing in the mall. So as I said, we shouldn't see an adverse effect from the mall. The Green Spark Solar was able to secure access from the Freemasons of New York to access an empty field south of the Thruway in order to install a 5-megawatt solar array there. As part of that project, Green Spark is making a $150,000 contribution towards our new band shell as a community benefit for the town. The new, much larger and permanent roof is up. In fact, it was on the cover of the Henrietta Happenings newsletter that went out a week or two past. We're just waiting for them to paint the structural steel, which should happen this coming week. In parallel, town crews have been installing the sewer lateral and water lateral so we can put restrooms on the back of the shell. No more porta potties for concerts or farm markets, so people will be excited about that. These will also form the outer wall of a permanent stage, which we'll be installing. And because it's permanent, we'll be able to have a ramp up the back, so it'll be fully accessible ramp. But that will also help for stage crews because they can either roll stuff up the ramp, or we're going to have a little bit of a loading dock so they can back up a van to it and unload the equipment right onto the stage. So very excited about that, and very appreciative of Green Spark. So you'll probably see their logo on the shell because it's again a significant donation towards the construction. And then finally, our summer hours start in June. The only difference you see is that town hall closes at 1 p.m. on Fridays. Crews don't get to go home, but basically during tax collection season and other busy parts of the year, we get behind on a lot of stuff. So we give especially our clerks and other departments that afternoons on Fridays in order to get some of that backlog cleared out. So again, basically, town hall will close at 1 p.m. on Fridays, starting essentially next week. So that's it.
All right. Thanks, Steve. So let's go over to Tim. He's back in the office now, and we can talk to him. Tim, what's happening in West Bloomfield? I could talk.
Hey, great to be here. Hello to all you fellow supervisors and mayors. Chris, thank you so much for doing this. This is such a blessing to have an opportunity to talk to people and let them know what's going on. Let's start right off with Memorial Day. This will be the first year as town supervisor for me. However, it's about the 22nd year that I've participated in the Ionia and West Bloomfield Memorial Day Parade. And what a relief, in years past, I kind of felt, is it my place to show up and organize and do stuff? And I really didn't want to step on my predecessor's toes. And, that was a little bit uncomfortable. So I lost that discomfort this year. And I was right at home with what we do. And I want to thank our local veteran, Dick Belding. For years, Dick was part of the Color Guard, the American Legion in Bloomfield. Dick is a Korean War era veteran. I've come to become good friends with Dick. He helps. He's one of the founders for our Ionia Fall Tractor Parade. Another great bright spot here in our community, and I get to MC that. I've done that for about 11 years now, and I'll tell you, I have the time of my life. It's a lot of fun, and if you watched last time, for me, quite a bit of it is all about having some fun, right? I want to thank the Troop 56 Scouts. We got 2 new young men to the area. They're now under the guardian of their grandparents, local people, nice folks. We're hoping they consider joining our troop because these are some terrific young men. We were also joined by an Eagle Scout named Andy. Andy is a female Eagle Scout, kind of a rarity these days, but wow, what a dynamic young lady. She joins us for a lot of activities and helps us out quite a bit. Hats off to her. Let's see. This year, I went over to the East Bloomfield Parade, and I joined my fellow supervisor, Fred Willie from East Bloomfield. And for years, Fred has come over here to West Bloomfield and participated in our parade in Ionia and West Bloomfield with Todd, our former supervisor. Fred and I are well acquainted, but now Fred and I are better friends because we're both on the Board of Supervisors. And it was a pleasure to be part of that East Bloomfield Parade. What was not a pleasure is the long uphill 2+ mile walk. My right knee is still giving me trouble because I just can't walk that far at this old age. However, I was in the company of not only Fred Willie, but the 25th congressional member there, Joe Morelli. He represents East Bloomfield with their congressional district, and it was nice to meet and talk with Joe. We were also joined by David Cicerone. He's our Ontario County Sheriff. He was our keynote speaker. David and I are friends. We interact from time to time at the county level, and David is a peach of a guy. And I was kind of blown away because Joe Morelli recognized my last name and asked me if I was related to a guy named Ron Sheathan, who's my uncle. And come to find out, Joe Morelli played on my uncle's Little League team back when he was a boy. So we shared some family history and some pleasantries. So that was kind of an interesting twist. I recently audited our zoning board meeting. Our zoning board doesn't meet an awful lot. We don't have too many zoning issues or applications. But it was nice to see the board members come together and interact. And we got a variety of experience on that board. And we've got some board members that have been board members a long time. And that was evident at the meeting. The longtime board members were very considerate and very helpful and are helping reestablish this full zoning board, which we haven't had in full form for quite a long time. We even had our new alternate, Andrea Hagen there. And Andrea is a sweetheart. She's a great gal, and she's full of ideas and information. And our new zoning board chairman, Steve Brent, he's learning the ropes, and he's finding his way. So hats off to the zoning board. I was very pleased with what I saw. We got a little room for improvement, but that's the case, But they're starting to work. They're working for the benefit of the community. They heard an applicant this time around. The Mendon Cyclesmith was in there looking for some guidance on a project he's got going on. So that was nice to see as well. Let's move ahead a little bit. I'm fresh off some duty at the Mendon Firemen's Carnival. I don't want to step on Joe's toes there. I know that's a source of his heart and his interest. And I happened to run into Joe there. He was on his way to serve some slop at Shipe's Slop Shack. I don't know what we're calling that. Is that the restaurant, the burger stand? Hard to say, but I'm sure John will chime in someday and give us the true name and definition. But we park a ton of cars at that parking lot, and there's another bright spot for my West Bloomfield Troop 56. It's organized, it's assembled, it's directed and staffed by our youth parents. This year we got a little help from Troop 10 over there in Honeoye Falls. God bless you, Honeoye Falls. Troop 10, which is one of the oldest established Boy Scout troops in the United States. Did you know that? So they sent some volunteers over. Chris Hunt, someone I've known for a long time, he and his son Wyatt showed up last night and helped us out quite a bit. No problems. Everything went smooth as clockwork. We got a little better coverage this year from our firemen, some participation from above. So my old friend Lance, he was out there seeing what we're doing, getting a feel for the ropes, giving us some help, brought out some more manpower. My dear friend Jim Brokaw, that guy's a trooper. He hustles. Him and I delineate cars, and he gets them out onto the highway at the end of that evening. And if you've ever been to the Mendon Fireman Carnival, it might be a little frustrating trying to figure out the mode of transportation there, but you don't wait long in your car to get out of the parking lot. And I'll pat myself on the back for that. And I'll thank Jim Brokaw. Once again, I've known Jim Brokaw probably since I was 7 years old. Great people there in the community, great people here in our community. The last thing I want to chime on is during the Memorial Day service, I was made aware that a longtime resident here in West Bloomfield and one of our former town historians, Pat Talley, passed away. Pat's maiden name was White, White's Farm Market. My good friend Chip White, that's his older sister. Pat was a great lady. I got to become friends with her over the past 10 years as a member of the West Bloomfield Historical Society, and we're going to miss her. She was a great lady, a very kind, soft-hearted lady, very knowledgeable. So we lost a great deal of resources with the passing of Pat. My heart goes out to her family. So on that somber note, I'll bid you adieu. Get out to the Fireman's Carnival. Have a good time. Always fun. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Tim. And Joe Lottie, who's the supervisor of the town of Mendon, where the Mendon Fireman's Carnival is. I guess, how much did you pay Tim for that? But Joe, what's going on in Mendon?
Hey, Tim, we're not serving slop over there. We're serving good food, really good food. Well, look, and I'd like to thank all of our service members and the leadership of the American Legion for organizing this past Monday's Memorial Day ceremonies. The parade and services were a beautiful tribute to the fallen, and we appreciate the immense time and effort you poured into making the morning so meaningful for all of our residents. I had the privilege of marching with Mendon board members Tanner Cheek, Rebecca Cruiser, and I was happy that Mendon's Justice Steve Maxon joined us too. Our group from Mendon Town Hall joined village officials Rick Milne, Dan Harris, Will Wagner in the parade. Amy Harris marched with the Scouts, and Tanner marched with the Legionnaires. I was moved by the veteran and Mendon board member Tanner Cheek's speech. I think everybody was. It was heartfelt and touched on the importance of recognizing the ultimate sacrifice soldiers have made, as well as the sacrifices of their families. And his speech touched on that, and it was very meaningful for a lot of people, I believe. So thank you, Tanner, and thanks to all that participated and attended. Tomorrow evening, Justice Maxon and possibly others from Town Hall will be joining me once again to march in the Mendon Fire Department Parade this Saturday. So I hope to see a lot of people there. Last night, I had the privilege of working at the Mendon Fire Department Carnival at Shipe's Sandwich Shop. Not Shipe's Slop Shop, the Shipe's Sandwich Shop. And we were serving delicious roast beef on Kimmelwick, pulled pork, mac and cheese, and coleslaw. And I give John Shipe a lot of credit. He's been doing this for 15, 16 years. He's got it down pat. And the entire dedicated crew there that works with John serving the food, and it was just fun. It was a lot of fun to be there and participate in that. And they all work so hard at it. All of the fire department at Mendon, they spend an entire week working their tails off, and I got to give them a lot of credit. It's a major service for the community. It's fun. And anyone that's been to it knows that, and it's a benefit to the taxpayers too. We all pay taxes to support our fire department, so it really helps out there. So thank you to everybody, and get out to that carnival and support our firehouse, and stop and say hello. Anyway, last Friday, I attended the Monroe County Supervisors meeting where we discussed many of the challenges that new supervisors face. We have probably 6 or 7 brand new supervisors in Monroe County. And so that meeting was very meaningful for all of us. And it was really interesting to hear that the experienced supervisors that have been around a very long time face the same exact challenges. It's a never ending nonstop of things coming at you in this job, and I particularly love that, and I love being able to serve in that capacity. But it's nice to know I'm not alone. That even experienced supervisors have a lot of things coming at us all day long, all the time. And I'm really dedicated to listening to our residents and trying to really make a difference here at Town Hall. We're looking forward to launching our first senior stretch exercise class this coming Tuesday, June 2nd. If you are 55 or older and would like to participate, just show up at the community center on North Main Street in comfy clothes at 10 a.m. Tuesday. There's no fee to join. All seniors are welcome. All that's required is you do have to sign a waiver. And other than that, it's a free class, and we're working to try to have it 2 times a week now, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you don't have to be in tip-top shape. That's the whole point of it. And the program's adaptable to nearly all physical fitness levels. So come on down. We'll also be adding Thursday classes in the near future, as I mentioned, and that on Thursday will begin at 11 a.m. You can also get more information about that on the town website later today, as well as on Facebook. Well, up next, the town board has our meeting June 8th, and it's of course open to the public. Residents are encouraged to attend in person or online, and the meeting, of course, is held here at Town Hall, Hall by the Falls, 16 West Main Street. So that's all I have for today, and thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Anybody have anything more to add, or are we all set?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead, Lee.
Okay. I have a correction that I need to make on summer hours with the town of Rush. June, July, and August, the town is open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So they are having less hours on Friday. Also, a few things that I missed because my paperwork wasn't right here with me. But now I have filled all of my positions that we were trying to fill for the last 4 months. We now have a bookkeeper and a financial assistant that is working with the town supervisor, secretary, myself, and our financial accounting firm, LGSS. So I'm looking forward to getting everything up to date and on track. We also were able to hire a dog control officer. So I'm pretty proud that we have accomplished that at this point. And I'm working with the highway department because there is logs that have clogged up in Honeoye Creek in the town of Rush that we were concerned about being able to move. And we were told by the DEC that we could not do that because of um, issues that might be on those logs. So we're waiting for the DEC to give us information as to what we can do and how to go about doing it. But in the meantime, we're looking to see if we can get a permit with the Corps of Engineers that maybe can help us remove those logs that are clogging the creek. So that's pretty much what I needed to update on.
All right.
And thanks for having me today.
All right. Well, thank you guys all for being here. Thank you all for watching. Remember, this program airs every Sunday at 1 p.m. on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Like the page, subscribe to the channel, and those platforms will notify you when the program begins. Otherwise, you can read the transcript in next week's paper. That's all for this week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.